Oops. I'm good to go.
All right, so we are covering base locations, outpost locations. I know this pertains to both 105. This pertains to DayZ. Okay. So DayZ 105 and DayZ 106. We're currently in 105. This will be for all the platforms: PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 4. This will be for vanilla, but I suppose this could be for mods too. But we do main on console, so we're primarily concerned with the current version on console and obviously vanilla servers and the official servers to be exact, because that's where we play. But this is a base location. Let's go ahead and cover it on the map here.
Oh yeah.
Um, Actually, before we do that, real quick, I don't know if did I just say this or not, but I know this is 105, but this will definitely pertain to 106 in the new survival mechanics. Whether you get Livonia or not, 106 will be coming in, and so this applies to the Livonia map. Some of the tips that we have for survival, and also, I mean, obviously this is Chernarus, so this location is going to be specifically for Chernarus, but these survival tips can also be applied on that map as well. But basically, even if you don't buy the new expansion, this will still be good for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the location. I'm going to roll back. We're in Chernarus, and you'll see that we're close to Tisy Military Base and Starry Yar, and we're actually just above the town Tisy. And if you use a third-party application like iSurvive, you can type in TISY, and you'll find this general area here. I'll kind of scroll down, and if you want to walk through some stuff here, I'll just kind of show people from the shoreline where it's at. If you want to walk us through the mappy poo.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right. And it's the one with the sheeps, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're basically located in right above to the upper. Well, it's like what is that? Northeast of Tisy. So we're at this barn here with the two sheep, and we're gonna check this base location out. Now it's pretty good. Um, this location has got your potential uh, Rex sites there, and then you also have the water supply here, which is nice. It's a little pond that's kind of right northeast of it. You can go to that, and when it goes into 1.6, we'll be able to boil that water, fish from it, and whatnot. So it's a pretty good base location overall when you think about it. It's got all these food sources, a lot of loot. Tisy's right here. We're good to go. Um, so what I can say from this area is you do have a lot of potential car spawns around here, which is nice. And even if you go further east to Starry Yar, you do have some more water supply areas there and a lot of food sources through it. So it's a pretty good base location in the sense of you have a lot of the natural resources around you that you need in order to survive. Especially when 1.6 comes out, I can't tell you how much you're going to need supplies for this game. Uh, and that's even pertaining to Livonia because when I played that map, it was very, very, very harsh living conditions. You spawn
Very.
in and you will at least die like 10 times before you even get on your way and get your head in the right spot when it comes to survival on that map. But this here is going to be your prime base location for, I would say, 1.6 and 1.5 current version right now. If you guys want to check it out and start building there and start kind of hardening these little sites around this area, it's pretty unique in that sense. And also, we do have the Tisy military area too, as well. So weapons and everything will be kind of at your own
Great for
disposal
you.
and great. Yeah. So
Yeah, like
the only problem
love it.
I could see with this area, and usually I don't really say this about most locations on a map, is you're gonna be in a contested area. A lot of people tend to come up to Tisy. A lot of people that do come to Tisy are ones that aren't fresh spawn. They're typically geared players, so you got to kind of watch out for those people. And when you build your base, you want to make sure it's nice and wrapped up tight. Okay, let me just pull this map off here and we can go explore. And if you got anything else
Okay.
to add, Jade, let me know.
Yeah, I got you, B. Okay, so yeah, you pretty much covered the location. Again, if you want to find this location, you can type in GROZO in the searchable area there. So if you have Android or iOS, you can find it on iSurvivor. You can type in Tisy, Tisy, and you'll find this general area here at the top. So yeah, you kind of covered those locations there, but we've got the military stuff there and the water. So again, with 106 coming in, food's going to be ratcheted down on zombies, and you're going to have to hunt a lot more. So not only having this water source of this pond up here is good for a water source, but you're going to use it for food. You're actually going to fish from there quite a bit because when you can't find things to hunt, you're going to need that. So if you've got a cooking pot, you pretty much have all the fuel you need out here with all these trees. So it really makes sense for not only food, but also for water. And okay, so let's go ahead and show that location. I'll bring the car up there real quick.
Yeah, go
It's
ahead.
actually this barn right here,
Mm-hmm.
just to show why this barn's so nice. And you've seen us use this barn prefab in a lot of different locations, but it's great for
Oh, yeah, for
starting. So
sure.
even if you're solo, if you've got a group, it's a good starter, and you can kind of work your way out, as you've heard us say many times. And I know building isn't exactly where it's gonna be in future versions. Like you're gonna use this for more operational type stuff, for holding a people are sitting here contesting the area. You want a place that you can fall back to with some certainty. Yes, people can raid it with ease, but it's the fact that they have to take out a tool to raid you, and then it takes time for them to break in. You'll hear it, and it gives you time to react to it. So for that reason, if you're online, it helps stall them or keep them at bay, so you can at least do something about it. I'd strongly recommend having multiple accounts up here because, as Razor said before, this is a highly contested area, and he's right. They're not just babies that come up here, like baby players. These are like usually geared and usually experienced. If they know how to get up here,
Yeah.
you're in trouble. So,
Yeah, you're in trouble. And most people that come up here, honestly, they're geared out of their mind and they have a ton of weapons on them at all times. So you got to be really cognizant of your surroundings, especially keeping your head on a swivel when you're leaving this type of base. You know what I mean? Uh, broke my legs.
so yeah, one of the main reasons why we like this prefab is because you can do this with it. Now, in 106, we did test a little bit of the cars. We didn't have a chance to park it indoors, but if it is clear for 106, you will be able to park in here with ease during server restarts, and it won't quote unquote disappear or despawn. In 105, just cautionary tale: do not park a car on the inside of anywhere. You might get away with it for a couple restarts, but for the most part, they have a tendency to glitch out and then get destroyed, and then obviously anything inside the car will be gone. So test it first on something if you've got multiple cars. But 106, it seems a lot more stable than 105. For this reason right here, actually, I'll kind of throw this up. The swingable doors are great,
Oh, yeah,
but
for
you can
sure.
also add a little bit more protection if you want to. I would encourage to do this on the interior because you don't want people to know you actually live here. If you're sticking signs outside that say, "Hey, we got money," someone's going to come by and take that money. Yep, we can place right here. Check it out.
Yeah, and the good thing about these barns too, because we've covered multiple like barn locations in some of our videos in the past. The good thing about these is you can have a big tent in the middle. Well, a green one can fit in here. So you can honestly put that in the middle and then put up your gates on the inside. So that's pretty good, a good start. That way you can lock the two swinging doors, lock your inner gate, and then have a tent inside. That way you can store all your loot in there. Now, like he's saying, if you don't want to do that and you want to store a car in here, yeah, that's cool, but you know you're going to end up getting getting a false hope loot vault, meaning your car is going to probably be gone as soon as it restarts. If not, you know, with one restart, it's going to happen sooner or later. So the good thing about this base location is you have, you know, two doors, you know, one way in, one way out. So if people are trying to get in, you can honestly just either stay up top, put up some walls here on the edge, and kind of shoot down at people coming in, or you can honestly just, you know, leave out of the back door and hope nobody's on the other side. But it's pretty good, especially with resources. Obviously, you got trees and stuff, so you can craft things out of wood and make your campfires and whatnot. And then you have that water pond up here, next to the little the caravan up there. So it's pretty good base location. I would recommend not storing your loot inside there because obviously once somebody figures out you live in there and they start breaking it down, you're gonna want to get that stuff out, right? So,
Yeah.
you know, you have woods all around you. Bury your loot or put it somewhere that's not so you know,
Obvious
yeah, obvious.
or close. Yeah.
Because if one thing is for sure is when the geared players come up here and they see something, they're like, "Oh, there's a base there." They're kicking your door down instantly, man. It doesn't
They're gonna
matter
go look.
who you are. They don't care what's in there. They just want to kick it down because they traveled all the way to Tisy in order to get to it. So that's a pretty good gist of this base location.
So
Let's
one thing to kind of tack on here is well, two things. Um, you are in this open area here on the higher ground. I mean, I know the by the caravan is higher than this section here, but it really gives you the ability to see it coming. If there's any players or a vehicle kind of creeping up the road, or you just see troop movement, so you're not just completely blind as to people just running up on you. So it's nice for that reason, but also if you look at this smaller camp, if let me just flick over to the map here real quick. So this is the barn location that we're talking about that you can use as a an outpost or an active base when you're online. But if you look down here, yes, there's some military barracks here, but more importantly, probably most important, is this little guy right here. That's the hospital. That's going to spawn things like tetracycline, codeine, all the goodies you're going to need. Well, tetracycline, if you've been playing 105, you already know about sickness and cholera because if you don't have tetracycline and you're sick, you're really in trouble. So having this medical area here, actually it's the one that looks like it's in the campsite, is excellent. So not only do you have this loot here that you can actually just keep cycling and going through all the time, but that hospital is definitely going to help you out in a pinch. And remember, yes, this is still high risk, especially because there is a hospital here. So if people
Oh
are
yeah,
going to loot Tizzy and they want to be thorough, they're going to come through here.
yeah,
So expect action.
I'll show you what he's talking about. He is talking about right south of us here. So basically, this would be your medical tent or medical building, actually. So you'll be getting all the goods for when you actually need to get the meds for the sickness. And we've done multiple videos on sickness and DayZ, especially with 1.5 when it first got released. And as of recently, we've had some pretty updated ones. But you can check that out down there. And dude, like he's saying, you loot cycle down here, boom, you get it, come back up, store it, and then you keep hitting the local area for all the natural resources and, you know, obviously food in towns and whatnot in the outskirts. And you do have to the east the Star Yar. So just remember, if you think you can't loot anymore, there's always somewhere nearby. Especially with the base locations we go over, we try to pick some pretty good locations. That way nobody can, you know, starve out or you know complain that you don't have anything around you because most of the time the locations that we put out there are going to be for well you could do this solo honestly this barn if you really wanted to or for like a squad of but 4 and up.
Oh yeah, it's expandable for sure. You can go as big or as small as you want to go.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then just real quick, because we didn't show you, so that water resource we're talking about. So you got the barn here. If you were able to go, you traverse up the hill here, and you're gonna see this caravan. And kind of, if you just stand right here by the back of it, right on the left, and go up, it's not too far out of the way, which is great. And just to kind of get an idea where we're at, right? You got this nice little water source. And when 1.6 comes out, fishing, water boiling, everything from this area, man. And I have to give it to Jade because he gave me an in when it came to this base location. And he's just like, this is a pretty awesome spot. Check it out. And it had everything we needed right here. So it's
And that's when we checked it in 105. After we played the beta, the
mm,
106, now this is like
it's gold,
excellent.
gold.
Well, two things about 106 that's coming, because I know you'll be using this in 105, but 106 is just around the corner, depending on when you guys watch this. But in the new update, 106, you can break off branches and make sticks with your hands. You can make an improvised fishing pole. And so you have all these things at your disposal fishing. So be sure to check out my channel, my playlist to look for fishing, and also Razor Tube's fishing stuff on his DayZ channel as well, on his playlist, I should say. So yeah, things like survival, the fishing. Again, even if you don't get Livonia, 106 still comes in for everybody. So this is going to pertain to everyone. And also, another public service announcement: the duct tape glitch that we're used to in 105, when the durability is low for me, and then Razor Tube will duct tape me, and then I break free, and then the durability is back, is no longer working in 106.
Nope.
So keep stockpiling your stuff. I know before we thought it was completely fixed, but when 105 came in, people told us that if your friend duct tapes you, it works. Well, guess what? We tried that in 106.
Doesn't
They
work.
fixed it.
That
They
was a
fixed it.
fat
So
no.
yeah. So heads up: sharpening stones, leather kits, sewing kits, duct tape, tire repair kits, electrical repair kits. You're gonna want to collect them now. So just a nice public service announcement for that kind of stuff. And we're showing this forward base location that you can actually build on right now, and not only now for the current state of 105 and 106, but for future versions. And when base building comes in and is solidified and they make another pass on it, this is going to be a fortress of a place
Oh
to
yeah.
get started and then really lock down on. Like, can you imagine that? If we have like rust type durability on the walls,
Oh
that could
yeah.
be,
It's gonna be great. It
it's
is
gonna,
going to
yeah,
be
it's
great.
coming. So that's the, what do we call this? Is this the Tisy barn?
Yeah. This
Tisy
is
Big Boy barn?
yeah. This is it. This is the Tizzy barn. And obviously, if you aren't familiar with myself or Jade Monkey, and you come to our channels and you see this video or this base location, you could thank us and be like, "This is the best base spot ever." And
Thank us by dropping a like on the video.
yeah, drop that like. If you're new to the channel, definitely drop those subs, and we appreciate you guys stopping by.